Hello, how are you? My name is Deneen Kendall. I am the host for the Butterfly Effect Cafe podcast. And today I will be reading on the Inspirational Conformist LightPaths and the Inspirational Conformist DarkPaths. So this is as I read these out, I really hope that you take the time to maybe take a look around at the people in your life and see which one that I have read up to thus far resonates with any one of the paths. It's kind of fun, and we won't really know for sure until they do get their soul paths done. So, yes, so inspirational conformist. Who's the inspirational conformist light path? And who is the inspirational conformist dark path? So let's start off with the affirmation. It is very important to do to help bring into alignment, just kind of set us into the frequency of receiving. Affirmation is, I am an inspirational conformist, and I am powerful and free, and I choose to create safe, strong connections. So an inspirational conformist light path. As an inspirational conformist, the greatest gift that you share with us is your ability to build on what has gone before. Whether it is physical or metaphysical, you have this uncanny ability to see what has gone wrong and what has been extraordinary. You help us create more of what is positive and good, while not repeating the errors of the past. You make sure that the benefits of time-honored traditions are not lost. You have a great sense of right and wrong and are dependable, straight talker who is down to earth and responsible. Your core energy as an inspirational conformist is valuing tradition and cultivating order. So that remembering that this core value represents those positive core values deep within you that you create as an expansion of your energy that creates inspiring outcomes. Being an inspirational conformist means building on what has gone before, not losing what has been great about the past, and not rejecting proven traditions. That's integrity. You really understand not throwing the baby out of the bathwater and are able to see what has worked before and what will provide a firm foundation for the future. That's lovely. So who am I? Who is the light inspirational conformist? I respond to the world through my perception of what I think is needed by the group at large. What do you need and how can I help? Inspirational soul paths have a deep sense of responsibility to the community and are role models for others. All the paths in the inspirational category carry this beautiful energy in them. I love traditions and the tried and true. Some may see this as being closed to new ideas, but I see it as honoring what has gone before and what has worked before. I like things to be as they are, familiar and ordered. I just prefer the traditional to the new. I don't rock the boat and do have the desire to fit in. I like others to make an effort to conform to. Even though I may not set rules, I follow them as I understand that this is for the greater good of us all. I feel really good when people know their duties, follow the guidelines, and operate within the rules. And this is how I live my life. And you live your life any way you want. I am very dependable. My words and actions are always a match, and you will always know where you stand with me. I am a straight talker. I use my words wisely and prefer to deal only with facts. I am down to earth, patient with procedures, and responsible to a fault. I may be considered judgmental and lacking in emotion, but I am simply frustrated by the inconsistencies of others. I am highly sociable in small familiar groups, but it takes me time to warm up, and I do find that emotional interactions leave me feeling exhausted. So what am I doing here? My joy comes from making sure that the benefits of time-honored values and traditions are not lost. If it's not broken, then it probably works. I have a great sense of right and wrong and willingly participate in keeping societal order. I see the law and tradition as making the world a better place. My perfect profession includes being a referee. I am a true guardian of the institution and am drawn to the service of these institutions. I may be considered intolerant and hard-hearted when dealing with those who don't follow the rules. It does make them sound a little, strict. But really admiring those people who bring in and honor the old tried and true and figured if it's not broken, why fix it or why change it? Well, my belief is that we need to keep evolving. But what is great about inspirationals is that they really, really do honor the tried and true, the old traditionals, ways it worked. You might hear a lot of them say, oh, if only it was back then. Well, let me say, we are in a total different energy right now. So the tried and true is a stepping stone for us. Look at all the great equipment that is created now, all the great farm equipment. I mean, you don't see the men and children out there plowing or the horses, or whatever may be used, longhorns, whatever it is. But, we need that. But we need the inspirationals to remind us of that. And that's their gift and that's their truth. How lovely is that? So, inspirational conformist soul path characteristics. So, they don't like to rock the boat. Another characteristic is they are dependable. They are responsible. You will know where you stand with them. Words and actions are always a match. That's important to them to be held in that regard. Prefer to deal only with facts. Down to earth. Straight talker. True guardian of the Institute. Love traditions and the tried and true. Oh, such knowledge as well. Highly social in small groups. Desire to fit in. Really good participants. And inspirationals are our bones. They are the bone, like as valuable as the bones are for our physical body. And they need it to work properly. But just imagine that. So they're the structure. They're the bone structure of our society. So who is the inspirational conformist? People with an inspirational soul path are inherently powerful and free. You are an inspirational person who has strength, creates order and connections, and values freedom. Your superpower is your turbo power. Special gifts and greatness of the inspirational conformist: tradition and honesty. One who loves guidelines. So I'm going to read now is our meaning out of the Soul Path teachings of tradition, our meaning of honesty, and guidelines. And these words are energetically matched to the inspirational conformist. So tradition. Inspirational conformists have the ability to build on what has gone before. You have the uncanny gift to see what was good and what was wrong. You love tradition and tried and true, and your life is enriched by this. You love to immerse yourself in rituals and celebrations and enjoy traditions that already exist. You need to be encouraged to create your own new traditions and legacy. See, that's another gift that some inspirationals that I have in my life, they really forget to use that gift of them knowing that they can see a better way to make it work. It's lovely. So building on what you can see has worked before helps you feel safe and gives inspirational conformist confidence to move forward. History, research, and other resources are important. Building on what has worked before is an incredible life skill. You have a wonderful willingness to build on culture and customs and honor what has gone before. So you do have the willingness and the power in you, all you inspirationals and inspirational conformists. You have that on you, and we really would appreciate it if you shared your gifts with us to share what you see and what will work. Honesty. So remembering that honesty is one of the special gifts and greatness that you bring. The inspirational conformist is very down to earth and has a great sense of right and wrong. You are a dependable, straight talker who is responsible. It's wonderful. People always know where they stand with you. In return, you need others to be clear with their language and their requirements. Inspirational conformists are straight shooters. You can be blunt, and you need the certainty when others communicate with you. This is a wonderful characteristic most of the time, but it will sometimes get in the way of your relationships. Your gift is open, frank, and honest communication, and inspirational conformists learn through empathy, not to be hurtful. Your words and actions are always a match, and you are a straight talker who is dependable and down to earth. Boy, such integrity and class. Guidelines. Inspirational conformists love to follow the rules. Even though you may not see rules, you'd love to follow the rules. You have a great sense of right and wrong and prefer to deal only with the facts. You understand that life flows more easily when everyone knows what's expected of them, knows their duties, and operates within the guidelines. You model this for others. However, change is a constant in life. That's just the way it is. You need help to see how important flexibility is. How much happier you will be when you are adaptable. Rather than forcing others to follow the rules, you'll find peace through compromise. Inspirational conformists cultivate order, and you love familiarity. You are a true guardian of the institution and believe that law and tradition make the world a better place. You are patient with procedures and don't like to rock the boat. You happily follow the guidelines and operate within the rules. So there's more inspirational conformist tools that is of service, which we call them light switch questions. So here's a couple of light switch questions to ask yourself to actively engage your inspirational conformist. One is, how has this worked before? Second, what can I model a solution on? Ooh, that's a great one. RX, a prescriptive action that you can take to trigger your inspirational conformist. Gather learning in history. Work on ancestry projects. To me, when I just read that, what I get is if you do work on ancestry projects, you tap into that frequency. Then, because you are seers, it's like even the glasses you wear, you want to make sure that your glasses don't go in between your eyeballs. Like they got to go over your eye because you really see what is needed. And I think what I got from that is that when you look and work on ancestry projects, you get more inspiration. You get a vibrational match as to what it used to be, but yet to where you are here in 2024, you see another way that would work more efficiently. And that's your gift. So inspirational conformist in a nutshell, traditions, histories, honesty, guidelines. Your superpower is your turbo power. Inspirational strength, order, connections, and freedom. A spectacular entertainer of Queen, Freddie Mercury was an inspirational conformist. So maybe looking back on some videos or reading on Freddie Mercury's life experience, see if you can see the conformist in there. So that is the understanding of the light path of an inspirational conformist. Now I'm going to read the dark of the inspirational conformist. I'll read the dark path. Remembering, the dark path is a mastered skill, something you are very familiar with that has a been there, done that energy about it, and often feels unfulfilling and frustrating. Dark paths are continuum, and you are just as likely to connect with the light path as the dark path. So what does that mean? The dark path description gives you the full picture, but you won't necessarily be this person. So you can connect as a dark inspirational conformist. You are just as likely to value tradition, honesty, and guidelines, all the exact light characteristics of the conformist, as you are able to take on all the collapsing behavior. So, something to be aware of. Who is the dark path conformist? The core energy for the dark inspirational conformist is being hard-hearted, having an intolerant attitude when demanding that others conform to your paradigm, being closed to new ideas and lacking in emotion. I am intolerant and hard-hearted bigot. I am hostile to those of differing races, ethnicity, nationality, sexual orientations, various mental disorders, or religions. I won't tolerate you and your differences and your customs. It is your fault you weren't born like me, and I don't care that there is no logic to that conclusion. Just follow my rules, revere, respect, and look up to me, even though I will never return the favor. And if you are lucky, I won't persecute you. Wow, isn't that tough? But it's a gift, remembering that the dark path is a gift. It's a mastered skill that we brought into our life, and each of us have our own. Even if there's people out there, which there are, who have a dark, inspirational conformist dark path, you will still live a life different from each other, because we each have our own energy attachment of our own soul's evolution. So just because there's two conformists, their life experience won't be the same, but they will receive it, the experience that they need in their own way. So remembering the dark path is a feel heavy, nothing goes right, accidents occur, you trip over nothing. It's all an energetic impact, and it's a gift. It really is a gift for you to choose out of. So other negative characteristics. I like my family and my community to run the same way it always has. See, even by that sentence, you can see that if everything was to run the way it always has, we definitely wouldn't be where we are here right now. I wouldn't have an electric toothbrush for that. So, yeah, no. But it is a gift. It's a part of evolution. I never see the need for change. If it was good enough for my father, then it is good enough for me. I will follow and enforce the status quo. Well, yeah. That's when you can ask yourselves, like, how are you feeling? How are your bones feeling when you're in your dark path? You know, something to look at, because you are the bone structure. Pay attention to your bones. And what are you seeing? Are you blocking your vision? Something else to consider. More pieces of your dark path puzzle. There is a dark path need for inspirational conformists, and that is need circumstances to be consistent with my principles. No vein there. Antidote. Be tolerant. Make a conscious decision to stand in another person's shoes and remove should from your vocabulary. Choose freedom, ease. What do you see that will give you the peace that you need? Allow yourself to think through it without attaching yourself to it until you've had a chance to see it all through. Dark fears. I am really afraid of anything new or different. I would participate in any activity if that is required to get what I consider to be the truth. At my most extreme, any action for my beliefs is totally justified. Dark path identity. I'm a bad person. Dark path subconscious reaction. It shouldn't be done this way. So it does sound hard, and kind of like, whoa, but let it. Just use it as, oh, okay, yeah, I see myself acting like that the other day. Yeah, I really did want them to obey what I know to be proven and true and to work my way. But yeah, sure didn't feel good after. And boy, the looks that I got from them was a confirmation. And I do care because I need people so that I can show them what I see and add on to everything so that they can see how life can be a lot easier for them. But I can only do it when I live it myself. So that was the reading of The Light and the Dark of the Inspirational Conformist.